Now that we got that on, all that established, and go ahead and establish this. We gotta get, gotta get this piece on right here. You want to do this in 2 pieces. I made this piece down first, a little bend up on it. Get in there. This piece, all this piece is, right in there, got my 1 pan staggered that way, I cut it in an angle where I have this piece, I can have a bend up on it, my face will come over it, and then any water gets past here, get down here on here and run out. But before you start this panel, you want to stick put caulking up in there, seal it, and then put this piece on. Stitch screw. We can take a long one. I get this down where it goes. Screw in there to hold it. Then I take my dead blow hammer and take this to flatten it. To get flattish. This is where I set my flat stock again. I get a whole piece and get the angle. I want it to have a hem down, so it goes. So my facial will go underneath this and go on top of that. Okay. It works out. You want at least have your hem. If this is up here, you can bend, maybe put your hem in here and have the water, as long as this is free to breathe. Because your body's gonna sit in here. So, we'll get that set. We'll just put a couple screws at the top edge and hold it in there. While we put the other rest on the back. So that's where I put my 1x4 in. And like I said, piece of 2x2 from rocking. I mean a 1x4 from rocking. Then I go ahead. Get my 2x2, get my ridge. Like I said, get your ridge set, get your, it's gonna be, you want to at least have. Let's set a valley first. That's a 2x2 layer over there. Then get your valley set. Bend up the valley, zip tape over there. But you want to use the rubber washer screws. Get your valley set. Some people like to put some caulking up underneath there so it can set. Make sure it's in the center. Make sure it's all centered. Put it down with the rubber washer screws. Alright. Next thing I do is make my safety piece, which is the same thing we did over there. It looks something like this. Cut that angle, leave a little extra on there so I can bend it down a little. You want to do, seal that, just seal that with some caulking and put the touch up the gravel. But yeah, I got this. So it goes underneath. Like such. You know, you want this under their existing face. If that's not possible, what I do is you just make a piece. You know, take that. You know. Not sure. I have that in there. I think so like that. There you go. Make your piece. Make it look all pretty. And I'll just stitch it in there with little stitch screws. Like such. And remember, you just want to seal that. You know, just seal that. Put the touch up on it. Like I said, you want this piece long underneath here. That way, water comes out there. If it gets underneath there, it'll hit this. Always put that in two pieces. You'll never have any problem. Now, we go ahead and put our 2x2 on. We want to have enough to screw our cap to the first cap, but still have free. The water can get out. I'm gonna do it on the other side. Get your ridge vent material, cut your ridge vent, get your ridge vent material in there. Establish your top piece. Like I said, your bottom piece is exposed to keep stuff from going up there, but you still want to have a path for the water down. Just set it in there. I got it. Right. Hold it down. Bent it over the 2x2. Move that to the top. And you'll have your ridge vent material. And your top closure. it before, bent it up. So I just get it in place, get it ready to go. Put a little stitch screw inside here. Have to use a longer screw. All right, let's go straight back over here, getting this valley worked up. Gonna come to the angle, and make sure it's in there properly, lap properly. Yeah. They always say, get your laps through the lap first. Make sure it's tight where it's supposed to be at the bottom too. Go ahead and get it screwed in. Alright. And this is one of those points where, you know, if this valley sticks up a little bit, you take a little stitch screw and just stitch it in. Yeah. You don't want to put no screws in the bag. You don't really want to get one there, you might hit the valve. And then, you go up, I establish my next piece to here, my one pad stagger. Go ahead and trim it a little bit, because you want to keep your ribs lined up. All right, so I get it. The valley pieces are too big. We don't ever want to move them over when I cut them, trim them, make sure everything's still lining up this way. I'm not going to put no screws in here. I want those down, so I get my dead blow hammer, give it some pressure. Another valley piece, dog ear, anything that sticks, anything that tucks in there, just a dog ear. Laps are right where they're supposed to be. Stuck up, so put it in there. You just want a little stitch screw, just hold that up after, and that's it. progress here. We get the top closure in. Get that set. Make sure, you cut your ridge venting, put your ridge vent material. So, if you got something like this going in the corner, you gotta cut all that out anyway, so sit down. So I just take a piece of the flat stop metal, maybe just a piece of the towel, and I just make a piece. It just folds into, match that corner, seals that off. So it's going to put